Hey everybody, Mike from LA1 here, welcome back. And a few days ago, NASCAR announced its schedule, so we will be taking a look at it. We'll be taking a look at it here today. We're gonna looking at the game here. Of course, I'm gonna choose the car that my career mode is in. Sorry, Joey. Okay, the first race will be it's going to be the Clash, which will be run on the road course next year. And I believe it's also going to be under the lights, I believe, as well. Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, February 14th will be obviously the Daytona 500. It's going to be the kickoff, like it usually is, for Speed and the Speed Weeks. It's tradition that the Daytona 500 just starts the season. It's been that way since I started watching NASCAR. Almost 2 decades ago. And now this is where the changes start. On February 21st, it'll be... Wait, what? Am I reading this right? Homestead, Miami is the second race of the season? Well, it makes sense. If you're going to be in Florida, you might as well do a 1-2 punch at Miami for its one and only race of the season with the Dixie Vodka 400. 400, so yeah, I can see their reasoning behind it. February 28th will be the final race of the original Auto Club Speedway, and once again, Auto Club is the West Coast premiere of the NASCAR season. Once again, thank God. That was pretty much our selling point, that Fontana was the West Coast premiere of NASCAR for each season. That was before Vegas took it away. So yeah, this will be the February 28th will be the final race of the original Auto Club Speedway before it becomes a short track. And then on March 7th, we're heading to the first of 2 Vegas races. Starting off with, I believe, is the Pennzoil 400, yeah, there we go. That's the first one. Then on March 14th, it's Phoenix for the first of the 2 races there, spoiler. And now this is where things start getting a little bit interesting. After the West Coast swing, March 21st will be at Atlanta, the first of 2 races. That's right, you heard me right. Atlanta's getting 2 races next season, which is absolutely terrific because Atlanta's up there as one of my favorite tracks on the circuit next to Auto Club. And then March 28th, it'll be Bristol. But this one's going to be a little different. For the first time since the 70s, NASCAR will be running an event on dirt, which is going to be very interesting. But if they're going to... My question, why is it Bristol? Couldn't they have gone with Eldora or something? I mean, they couldn't get Tony Stewart's permission for that. I mean, for Pete's sake. Come on, guys. But, to be fair, Bristol Motor Speedway has hosted dirt races before. I think in the early 2000s, I think they had World of Outlaws. So, this should be very, very interesting going forward. So, yep, Bristol running on dirt. And it's pretty much confirmed that this will probably, the Food City 500 will be the Dirt Food City 500. Okay, then that's Easter weekend, so that's going to be the break. And then on April 10th, we're heading to the original short track of Martinsville. Which, we don't know if this one's going to be a night race. I'm assuming it probably will be the night race because the last night race they had this season was actually very good. Then on April 18th, they're heading to Richmond. And honestly, I felt that because of what's been going on with the Black Lives Matter thing, if they didn't took down those flags, those people would have burned this track is Charlotte to the ground. Which thankfully they dodged the bullet. And speaking of NASCAR controversies, 1 week after Richmond is the wild card track in everybody's mind, Talladega. And I call this the wild card track because somehow I don't know why this track the racing on this track is more insane than Daytona. I don't know why. Okay, after that, on May 2nd, they're heading to Kansas. And this next one, I am really, really happy about this one. On May 9th, it's Darlington, the spring race. That's right. For the first time since 2003, almost 18 years ago, Darlington will have 2 races again. It seems that Steve Phelps and Steve O'Donnell are correcting the idiotic mistake that Brian France made. Oh, and trust me, that video's coming. Because I can't wait to verbally tear Brian France to shreds. Because, in my view, screwing Darlington out of his spring race was a huge mistake in my eyes. So, yep, they're correcting the biggest mistake in NASCAR history by giving Darlington its second race. Okay. Next, on May 16th, it's the Monster Mile for the one and only time this season. Boy, this is going to feel so weird that it's only getting one race this year. And then on May 23rd, the first road course of the season with the Circuit of the Americas. Curious to see how this goes. Everyone, trust me, there's going to be more. Trust me. And yeah, the first new race course of the season. And this one's going to be very, very interesting to see how this goes. How this actually goes. And considering we were not getting a U.S. Grand Prix this year, it's going to be interesting to see how this track pulls off with NASCAR. And we still don't know which configuration of the Circuit of the Americas they're going to use. Are they going to use the what Formula 1 uses? Are they going to use the Formula IndyCar uses? I'm not really sure. Which layout would you like to see? Let me know in the comments. And then May 30th, and I think everybody knows this one's coming. May 30th, Charlotte Motor Speedway with the next crown jewel of NASCAR next to the 500, the Coke 600. And then on June 6th is the triumphant return of one of the road course that really pisses me off in the video games, Sonoma Raceway. Yeah, the reason why it pisses me off, once we get to this in any of my career modes, I'll tell you then. But, oh boy, this track, man. Yeah, so it's all in all seriousness, it's fun to watch on TV, but playing it is a pain in the ass. But it's great to have it back. And then, after Sonoma, it's the All-Star race taking place at Texas. Texas? Are you kidding me? Oh, that's right. It was part of that deal that if Texas is going to get screwed out of its cup race or Circuit of the Americas, they get the All-Star race. So it looks like we are going to get an alternate All-Star venue, which is good, which is great news, because I think this is what they should have done, not having it at Charlotte every year. But, yeah, curious to see how this goes. Next, on June 20th, it's the second new road course of the season of Nashville. And honestly, let's be honest here, the Nashville Super Speedway is going to be a placeholder until they get the success and then they get ready for the fairgrounds. That's pretty much what I think they're going to do. And on June 26th, which I assume this is going to be the last race for Fox, is Pocono 4. I believe it's the back-to-back, I think. Which I think that's what they wanted. It was the doubleheader in Pocono, which I'm curious to see how they pulled it off. I mean, they pulled it off pretty well, and hopefully, can they please drop the 325? Because that is such a weird... I guess they have to replace New Hampshire, the weird ones, somehow. And on the 4th of July, it's our third road course of the season. And how fitting, on the 4th of July, yep, Road America makes its Cup Series debut. And I love the fact that this race falls on the 4th of July, and it has America on the name. That is kind of fitting, actually. So yeah, Road America on the 4th of July. On July 11th, on 7/11, it's Atlanta's second race. And I'm assuming this one's the night race, because will be a night race, because I'll be honest here, guys. I believe Georgia summers is just as hot as it is here in California, so. July 18th, New Hampshire. And I'll be perfectly honest with you guys. If they're going to do a if they're going to do a dirt race, if it actually works out, can we make New Hampshire a dirt race? I'm just saying. Then it'll be a 2-week break because due to the Olympics, which is a smart move on NASCAR's part. And boy, you want to talk about weird mileage. Yeah, what the hell, Pocono? The 350 is okay, but the 325, that is so weird. And yeah, because leave the odd mileage to New Hampshire, because they call themselves the Magic Mile. Then on August 8th, welcome back, Watkins Glen, for our 4th road course. So in other words, if you're a Chase Elliott fan like myself, this is going to be a good way for you to get a W. And on August 15th, it is going to be Indianapolis at the Brickyard. But it's not the way that you think. I'm going to leave here. Sorry, Joey. Yeah, since my car's not in the... screw it. I'm going... Is custom available? Here we go. It's going to be Indianapolis, but... it's going to be on the road course. Yes, they put the road course in the game. I don't know why they call it the Indianapolis Roval for some reason. And honestly, this shouldn't come as no surprise, because the Xfinity road course race was absolutely fantastic, with a climactic finish with Indiana boy Chase Briscoe winning the race. So it's going to be interesting to see how are they going to do this. And not to mention, this is another one of the NASCAR double headers. So since it worked out so well, they might as well do it again. And that I'm supporting with. So it looks like we're going to see a longer race, probably. Then on August 22nd, it'll be Michigan's one and only race. Which, honestly, for the time being, because Michigan races haven't gone down with quality because of the repave, which would probably explain why Auto Club is getting the short track treatment, I think most fans will truly be thankful for that. And then the final race of the season, and thankfully so, will be the Daytona 5. We'll be back to Daytona. We'll be back to Daytona, where I assume it's going to be the Coke 0400. And honestly, I was really questioning this move this season, but I'll be honest, it was the right move. Having a super speedway kick off the regular season and have a super speedway to conclude it, which was the right decision. And then the playoffs will pretty much be the same one, but I'll just go over it anyway. On September 5th, on Labor Day, It's the other one of the third crowd jewel race, the Southern 500. And on 9/11, really, September 11th is on a Sunday this year. It's at Richmond, where I assume it's going to be the Federated Auto Parts 400. And on September 26th will be the West Coast only race of the regular chase before the championship. Will be Las Vegas, which I'm assuming that's going to be the name. Then on October 3rd, guess what, guys? If you thought this past race was crazy, wait till this one. We're back at the wild card race with the Alabama 500 at Talladega. And let's hope they fix the yellow line rule. Hopefully it won't matter. I don't think it's going to be the end of the yellow line rule. I think they're going to modify it to make us happy. Then on October 10th, which is ironically the next race at the time of this recording, and this is actually probably every fan's favorite race in the last several years, the Charlotte Roval. And I'm really excited to see how they pull. This is probably one of my favorite ideas. I didn't think it would work, but seeing it over the last few years, it actually gave us, this track idea gave us some favorite moments. Jimmy Johnson spinning it, blowing it, even though it hurt my soul. Chase Elliott's controller disconnecting, crashing into the front wall, and somehow winning. Talk about never giving up. So what kind of moment are we going to see this year? I'm actually curious to see. Okay, so then on October 17th will be, and I think this one should come as no surprise, it's going to be Texas. Well, I'm assuming it's going to be the O'Reilly 500. That's my best guess. And September 18th. I almost forgot one. On September 18th, we're going to go racing under the lights. Yes, for the Bristol Night Race. And really, guys, you could barely see the night race on there. Yeah, my bad. The Bristol Night Race on September 18th. But then again, I did mention that it was there earlier. So after the Texas race on October 24th, back to Kansas, which I was guessing it's probably going to be this one. And on Halloween, oh boy, it'll be, I assume it's going to be this race at Martinsville. And I swear, if they're going to have I hope they have a costume contest. And on November 7th, it'll be the final race of the season. It ends on the West Coast once again at Phoenix. So that's it. I want to know what you guys think in the description. In the description box below, and see what you guys think of this new schedule. Do you guys like the changes? I mean, overall, we're getting 6 road courses. Sort of a new 6 road courses, so they're definitely giving us new quality and variety, which I do appreciate as we get ready for 2022. As we get ready for the next gen car coming in 22. And oh boy. Although the one race I'm actually looking forward to is the Bristol Dirt Race, because I'm curious to see. And yeah, Pocono's the doubleheader, by the way. I just double checked everything. Yeah, the Clash will be on February 9th. We'll run on the road course. February 11th will be the duel 2 days later, and it'll lead up to the 500. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys with the next NASCAR video, because boy, silly season really picked its ugly head.